I'm gonna do some coloring. So I'm gonna go to my GitHub, and let's see, if I go to my GitHub, go to Tekken 8 resources. So CDDT Reborn is my GitHub, and we're gonna go down here to this blend, startup blend. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab that, and it's just a Blender file, 3.6. I'm gonna just put down some downloads. I already got a copy here, but it's okay. Go ahead, download it. Not too big. All right. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and open up a project, right? Let's see which one did I open up. I'm not gonna use 4.0 today. I'm gonna use that's not that. Use 3.6. And what I'm gonna do is, so I've got this file here, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna append a bunch of nodes to it. So I'm gonna go to append, and I'm gonna go to where I downloaded. Let's go to our downloads, go to the startup file. All right, open it up, and I'm gonna go to the node tree here, and I'm just gonna hit A to select everything and just bring it in. So now, whenever I want to make a material or something, I can use those nodes. So if I want to make a cube here, let's throw a material on it. You can go over here. I'm gonna say Control spacebar to highlight it. I'll hit Shift A, and if I go down to groups, I've got all of my stuff appended in here. Now these are doubled up because I have a base. My startup file already has the nodes in it. So what I'm gonna do is, let's see if I can. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna kind of show the example of like what's happening. Where is it? Here, we'll go to blend file. I think the nodes are here. I'm gonna grab all of these nodes, and I'm going to delete them. All right. So now there's no nodes in here. If I go to my node tree, there's no node groups. So I'm going to do the same thing again just to kind of show what the process is. So whenever I'm setting up my initial, if I want to set up the starter file, I can go into here, hit append, and I bet Shift A, node groups. All the node groups are right there, right? So these are the ones that we're going to be using to color these Tekken 8 characters. Boy. Alright, so let's go. So let's go to F model, and I'm looking at Brian. This is one of his outfits, and this is a good example because this one has a little bit more complex ID map set to them, and I'll show you how I use that in just a second. So let's go ahead and get it ready. So I've got a guide on my GitHub also. If you don't have F model set up, you can use that. What am I doing? I'm trying to go to. Okay, so I'm gonna go to the mesh I want. I'm gonna go ahead and save model as PSK, and whenever that's ready, it's gonna go ahead and load it. The good thing about F model and U model, I believe as well, is it'll pull everything that's associated with it. So all the textures that are associated with it are gonna get pulled over, as well as the other stuff. And let's see. Glasses. Short one, putting that on here. We grab his face as well. That up. Just grab his face. Oh, well, I should have waited until the body was done. Okay, so it looks like the body is done. Let's do the face. And this will be a location. It'll take you right to where it exported. So I'm just gonna hit copy. Go into here. Now I have an add-on called this PSK add-on. You can search for it on Google. I'm just gonna hit import it. So then I always turn scale down off. I got this. Okay, here. Let's go ahead and get rid of this block. I don't need it anymore. If I can hit the delete button. There we go. Alright, so here's our guy. I'm going to go ahead and select the armature and hit H to hide it. And then, okay, so now we've got all the colors, or not all the colors, but we have all the materials on this guy. If you use U model, you won't get any materials listing. But if you're just looking for coloring, you can do it this way. It's however way you want to. But the point of this video is more so on how to actually do the coloring. So let's take a look at one of these things. So let's say, let's go in here. We're going to edit mode, and let's say, look at his jacket. Where's his jacket? So we've got his coat. Hit select. There's his coat. I'm gonna hit Control I, and then H to hide all that stuff. And so we're just gonna focus on setting up this coat. All right, and we'll do the coloring first. All right, so I know that this coat. I'm gonna turn this to use nodes. So I got nodes over here, and yes, we can. So I hit Shift A, search image, and so. And actually, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go, I'm going to use the file browser option up here. So I'm going to change this to a file browser. And then I'm going to paste that location in, and then go up, go to textures. Now all of my textures are here. And I'm looking for the coat. So I can type in coat, and all the coat textures show up. If I hit this, I get the thumbnail view. Here we go. So let's go with, we'll just grab everything for now. So I'll grab this, just drag it in. I don't think you can do a bulk drag and drop, but you might be able to, I don't know. Alright, so that's done. Go ahead and make that nice and small. Now let's take a look at these. So what I really want right now is the ID map. Here we go. Here's our ID map. Nice. So I'm going to grab all of these and just move them down to the side for now. Okay, so let's take a look at this. We need to look at one more thing. So I have coat. So let's go into F model, and let me go back to that model. Alright, so now if I'm looking at this model, I want to find the coat thing here. And you can see there's all these different ID maps and such on it. So split channel is the thing that we're looking for, and it is 4442. And what that means is that there's going to be 4 IDs or 4 different U's for each of the colors. So I get to use, so the red channel is going to have 4, green and blue are going to have 4, and then the alpha channel is going to have 2. And then all the colors are all right here. And it says the hex code and the values. So I can just pull it directly from here. Also, I can go over here and type in Control F, ID, color, I think it's ID. It's ID number, ID, say 01, color. Oh, no, I have to go to the material. So let's go to the material coat. Where is it? Now in here, if I search ID, color, ID, say 01, color, you'll see the ID colors. Let me zoom in, kind of blind. Scroll down. There you go. So then I can just grab the hex, and I'll show you that once I get everything set up. But when you're grabbing the hex, you're going to grab the numbers after FF. FF is just for alpha. You're just going to grab these right here. Alright, so for now, let's go ahead and shut this down. And we've got our ID map. So let's take a look at what happens. Let me see if I need to turn my music down. Let's turn my music down a little bit. Let's put it in the background. There we go. So let's set this to material mode and make sure I've got this set. And I'm going to change this to channel packed. All right. So there's all the coloring for this outfit. All right. That's not really going to help us. Now, if I go back up here, I can switch this from a file browser to a UV editor, and I can open up that code ID. And this is kind of like what it looks like. If I move this over, I can look at just the color, and I can see the different colors, or I can look at each channel. There's the alpha channel. There's the red channel, right? So let's start with the red channel. So if I go here, what I want to do is hit Shift A, search, and I want to do a separate by color. All right, and it's gonna defaults to the red. So these are all the red pieces, right? And it's, you have to create, I created a node in here that's gonna help to split all this up. So if I hit Shift A, I know that this is a 4, right? Because the R was a 4. So I'm gonna hit Shift A, go to my nodes, and I'm gonna get an ID 4, right? So the ID 4, this red is gonna go into the channel, right? And you can see right there, nice and easily, all of the colors are set, right? ID 4. And so that covers my blue. Now here's all the math and stuff that went involved with it to split everything up. But I did that so you don't have to. All right, so I've got the ID 4 here, and I believe it's for all the first colors, right? So, all right, that's not the right. Is that the right one? Oh, that's shoes. I don't want shoes. I'm in the coat. So yes, 4, 4, 4, and 2. All right, so the way you set it up is I'll just go over here, and I can just make Shift D to duplicate it. Sorry, you can do Shift D again, duplicate it one more time, and now I'm not going to duplicate it again, right? I need to grab a well, I can duplicate again, but I can't use an ID 4 for the last one, which is going to be the alpha. So I can go into here and just switch it to an ID 2. All right, now the way this node works is pretty simple. The channel is going to go into the channel slot for the different channels. That includes the alpha, so the alpha will be its own channel. The mix color node is to allow them to feed into each other for the whole mix color process. So this is the color output. This is going to go here, and then this one is going to go here. This one is going to go here, and this one will end up here. All right, now it's all red right now because these channels aren't set up correctly. I think all right, but we're gonna set that up. So we're gonna add green here, and we're gonna add blue here. And I had that one in the wrong one. Okay, so for this one, you have to note that it's backwards. So when you get it, like, just make sure it goes into the mix color input if it's coming from here, and that the channel goes in the channel. But there you go. So there's all your colors. So if I wanted to color it kind of quickly, I would just go into here, and or not here, but the MI. All right, coat. And I'm gonna hit, scroll down, scroll down till I get to the colors finally. Okay, here we go, ID color 1. I'm just gonna change it so that half my screen is over there. All right. Now I just grab this, copy, and the way it works is I've got A as 1, so I'll switch this one to 1, set it to hex, hit paste, and there we go. And just move down to 2. Alright, here we go. And the way the numbers work is 0 through 4 are in the red channel, 5 through 8, I believe, are on the blue channel, 9 through 12 on the green channel, and 13 through 16. Wait, is this right? This is 11. And another thing that you can do is, say you want to come out with some color variations, right? Say you don't like the colors that are being set here. What I suggest to do is hit Shift A, search, and then RGB, and then use a separate RGB for the color that you want to change, right? I don't even know where this color is at. All right, so it's that color. So that way, you can have your default version. You can just unplug it and it goes back to whatever the default is. So that's just a little tip there. But let's do the last color. Okay, so there we go. There's his outfit. Let's go ahead and make this big again. All right, so that part is pretty simple, right? You got that set up, you got his coloring. And now coloring is essentially done. So now I'll show you how I set up the rest of the thing. So we've got an add color and we need a color. Now the add color and color, I'm not exactly sure the precise way that the devs have it set up, but I just use a mix node. So your mix nodes are your best friends in Blender. You already know that if you've been using Blender. So mix color, and I'm just gonna mix these two together. So I'll mix this one out of here. I'll keep it at a multiply, and at 50% it gives me the best results, right? And you can plug that in and see what it looks like, right? Because your stuff is all just diffuse colors right now. So let's go ahead and mix this color with our color selection, right? And so we'll just make a new one, Shift D. I usually set this to 0 until I put the actual factor in, or I'll set it to all 1. So in this case, I'm going to take the color that I mixed and blended as the base, and I'm going to apply the color on top of it. And I'm going to use an overlay for this one. You can use a multiply or overlay. I like the way overlay looks, and I think that's what they use in the game, but I don't know. But we're going to go ahead and drop that in there. And so now the color is applied, right? And it's looking pretty solid. What else do we have? So we have our OBD map. I have an OBD node. So if I go to OBD right here, what I'll do is just plug my OBD into the OBD slot. I'm going to turn this to non-color. Or actually, I'm going to change this back to whatever, essentially. I'm going to change this back to channel packed. Alright, and this has some stuff going on inside. You can take a look if you want to. But basically what it does is it allows the color map to get pushed in through here and then dropped out. This map also covers the your opacity, so if there's any opacity for it, you'll need to go ahead and plug the alpha in there. And then also make sure you're in Eevee and set it to alpha hashed. That way any alpha actually shows up. This is a slider for dirt. So this will actually apply the dirt on the image if you want to see what it looks like. And then this will allow you to change the color. Right, so have some gold, dusty dirt, whatever. Or take the dirt all the way off. This one usually goes on last. And I'll show you what I mean in just a moment. So we'll set this here, and then I'm gonna just make this one small and just put it like right underneath. All right, so let's take a look at the other maps that we have. So we've got a PC map, and a PC map usually goes right before the OBD, and it is a pattern color, and usually it's like a stencil, like a decal, right? So we're going to use the mix node. So Shift A, mix color, and I'm going to drop it in between these two for now. And this is pulling from there, which is fine. And I want this to go over top of this stuff, right? So if I just plug it in normally, right? Let's just plug it in normally. See what's getting put on there. And I have no idea what's getting put on there. Okay. Is this for coat? It is, but I have no idea what's being applied. Let's take a look at the image. Okay, so it's, I don't know why this thing exists. There's nothing here. But, but typically, it would go right here. So I would set this here as the thing being put on top. So let's go ahead and plug it back in normal. All right. And I'll set this to mix, right? So now you can see it's covering everything. Everything's being covered. But we're gonna use the alpha. All right, there we go. And so, oh, it looks like there's some, is there design in the alpha? Yeah, okay, so there's some design in the alpha. Okay, so if I went up here, I think I have it set to red. There we go. I set it to color. There we go. So this black part. So I put the color up, and then the alpha goes on top of it to make it a pattern. So now we've got those cool designs sitting right on top. I want that underneath the OBD, so that way I can put dirt on top of everything instead of having this pattern over top of the dirt. All right, so that one's set. Let's see what else we got. So this is our normal map. So Blender uses OpenGL, and Unreal Engine and other things use like a DirectX. The only difference is usually a normal map's green channel is switched. So let's go ahead and grab my normal adjust, and we'll plug it into normal. And I'm going to use the flipped version because I know that I'm using a Unreal Engine version, and then I'm going to turn this to non-color. Alright, so that's going to give me my normal maps. We're good to go there. Let's see what else we got. We got TSE. So that's this is the translucency and power of your emissive. So, and then S is for specular and E is for the actual emissive mask. So we're going to hit Shift A to get a new node, and we're going to look for a TSE node right here. Plug it in. And I can just plug this into here, and this one into here. I'll plug this one into specular. All right, and there's that. Now let's grab our RMA mask. And let's see, Shift A search. Oops, I just Shift A nodes RMA. And I'll drop the RMA into the RMA slot, and we're gonna bring this color slot from here into here. And I'll take this color out and put this color into here. All right, set this to channel packed, and this is the AO. I don't know why it's so dark. I usually use about 0.5, but it gives the shadow map. And then metallic and roughness. We'll need to plug those in. So let's move this stuff up a little bit. And roughness. Alright, and there you go. Turn this up or down, whatever. That point. And there you go, it's all colored up, right? So that's how to use these nodes. Now, let's see, what else can we color real quick? Or let's look at the rest of it. Let's just finish coloring it, I guess. So say Alt H to unhide everything. And what is this? This is, all right, this Kali mesh, I don't need that. So I'm actually going to, yeah, make sure that's all selected. I'm gonna separate that selection. I don't want that messing with my stuff. So I'm gonna hide it. Go. So let's take a look at it. Let's see the pants. And I like to isolate everything when I'm working on it. Let's see. I still have it saved up here? No. Oh, I need to type it in here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and finish this up real quick and then move on to the next thing. So I'm just gonna turn my mic off. Okay, in this case, I'm just going to just straight to the material instead of going through the top. So I got 4 and a 1. All right, so this is a unique one. So really the 4 part is the same as I did earlier. So get the ID 4, drop that into channel. And then, oh, should I separate? Okay, so the red channel is in 4. And then it says that, is this shoes? Okay, no, this is the same as the other one. I got a bum eye. But this one's 3, I believe. Yeah, 4 and 3. Okay, so he's got arm skin, which normally I wouldn't. I'm not really gonna mess with too much, just because like you can't see it. But let's see how much of his chest does he have? Not very much. But let's go into that because it uses a couple different materials. Even though I want to get a full view. Let's just do it. Alright, we have a set to use nodes. Where's our little thing? Okay, and now the skin is going to be in its own place. Let's see, where is the skin? I don't think the file paths are here, but they should be in here. Alright, so skin is all together, but it's in unique body materials area. So if I go back up, just go all the way back up to where is it? Like character item model. Oh wait, no. Shared unique. Okay. Shared unique body. Brian textures. Here we go. He does not have very many. So we'll grab the arm, these three here. Oh, I guess, yep, I can't put them all in at one time. Ah. So we've got color, which makes sense, right? So we've got normal. Now we've got rad, and rad I believe is an RMA, but let me just double check. Rad is a weird one, but let's take a look. So here's how we can look at it. So we're looking at the arm, so I can go up here, and if I wanted to keep this file browser, I can just make another window. Ooh. Color, and let's look up arm. And we can look at the different channels, kind of see what's up. So an RMA typically on red, we're gonna have roughness, which that looks right. M will be metallic. Let's move. Let me grab his body instead. That's what I want. Isn't that what I grabbed, or did I grab arm? I did grab arm. Okay, because that does not look like a metallic. That looks like an AO. So it's not an RMA, it's an RAD. So it's roughness, AO, and then dirt. Let me see what I think that's what I have it written up here. I'm gonna check something real quick from my wiki. Make sure my info was correct. Where did I put it? Oh, I didn't put it in there. Let's fix it. Let's fix it real quick. This is roughness, ambience. Alright, now I gotta see if my rad is set up correctly. Do I have a rad node in here? I might not. I don't have a rad node. Okay, cool. Then I'll just show you how to set up the red node. It's pretty simple. And I gotta remember to update this blend file. Okay, so separate. It's usually step one. And we'll set this to channel packed. And so it's roughness, ambient occlusion. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab a mixed color. We're gonna mix the ambient occlusion with the roughness, right? And that is the A. So we'll mix that one here, or the A in this thing is the green, right? And we'll set this to multiply, and we'll leave it at 0.5 for right now. Although that seems, oh no, he just has jacked up skin. Alright, whatever. Okay, so there's that. Roughness, we can just plug right into roughness. That's gonna add some of that shine in there. And then dirt. If we look at dirt, just drop dirt on. We'll just see it's a bunch of dirt. This dirt looks backwards for some reason. I mean, unless that's just how dirty this guy's gonna get. So we'll just assume that's how dirty he's gonna get. Okay, so dirt works. Dirt is an annoying one to set up. So that's why I like using my dirt mask. But let's go ahead and set it up. Alright, so first I need to make, let's see, a mixed color, and I want it to blend between okay, so I think I can use, okay, so I'm gonna use this for the blend. How do I want to do this? I always forget. You know what I should do? I should just grab my OBD mask. So let's grab the OBD. Here, take a look. Okay, so OBD is, here's the O, and D is dirt. So I've got dirt running in, and I've got the color, and then I've got my dirt color being selected here. So actually what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just grab this, copy it, bring it out here. Where I paste that? Control V. I didn't actually copy it. There we go. So let's move this stuff out of the way for a second. And this is really what I want. So in this case, I've got my dirt going into here. So same thing. So I'm just going to take that, put that in there, get rid of that. Nice. And I have this being the color. Okay, so this is like an RGB. So shift A, search. Oh. Okay, and then I have the actual color coming in, which is this one. All right. Kaboom. And this would go here. However, this already has the ambient occlusion applied to it, so I want the dirt to go over top of the AO, I believe. So we're going to do that. Okay. And now this. So this essentially is the dirt being applied over top of this one, right? So if I go and bring it directly in, yep, so I've got all that dirt being applied. So what I want to do is make it to be able to go in between the two. So I'm going to take this one with no dirt applied and plug it here, and this one with dirt applied, and I can plug this here, and this will allow me to move in between the two, to have no dirt, to have full dirt. Alright, cool. Alright, so now we're going to node it all up. And so I'm going to leave this one as it is. I'm going to select all of these, and I'm going to go to make group. Okay. So this part can get a little confusing. So this is going to be my input for my rad. So what I'm going to do is hit this little thing over here. And I want, this is my inputs, these are my outputs. So my input for color, I'm going to change this to rad so I know what to put in there. And this one is going to be color. Say color input, whatever. Okay, so I've got my color input. And I want to be able to choose this color. So I'm going to take this color and I'm going to move it over into this empty slot. It's going to make a new slot. I'll call this dirt color. And I want to also control the AO, which is this one that I did earlier. So I'm going to plug this one in. And we'll call this one AO strength or AO power, whatever we want. And I'm going to move this one right there. And now for the dirt color, this will be this here. Oh wait, hold up. This one is the AO, right? Wait, why is this one here? I don't think that one needs to be there. I don't know. I wasn't even plugged into anything. Okay, alright, so my color, let's make it like red. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Alright, yeah, that was just floating around in space. I don't know why that was there. Alright, so we're good there. Good here. And we have our outputs, which are going to be roughness. And I'm going to put it down below. And we'll change this one to color. All right, and that should be it. So there's our rad. And there we go. Skin is pretty simple. Second. Okay, and then that's pretty much it. We could change how much of that nasty. Oh wait, hold up, is it working? Oh, I didn't set up the power for the dirt. So that needs to go. Let's plug this into here. Say dirt power. There we go. Nice. And there you go. That's kind of like how you color it. I'll probably do another guide on. I'm working on making stuff more compatible for bringing it outside of Tekken and bringing it into Tekken to use some of the stuff that they have set up, but I'm not doing that. Also, there's a thing called detail normals. I think I'll go into detail normals real quick right now. They're not always very quick to set up, but they can make things look a lot better. So here we go with, I mean, it already looks pretty solid as it is, but let's take a look at what we got. Let's try to find something that's the least complicated to start with. I want to say, here we go. Let's use the gloves. So I'm going to select the gloves. Boop. Control I. Hide. Let's take a look. All right, so we got these gloves. And now let's take a look at F model. And we're going to go into here. Let's find the gloves. There we go. Here's our gloves. And we've got these detail maps that are set, right? And so we can see ID 1 has a UV set for the for their detail. Let's see, can I make this easier to read? Okay, so ID 1, 2, 3, and 6 are all using maps. Some of these have the anisotropic powers set, and I'm not familiar with how that all is supposed to work, so I don't mess with it. So any of the anisotropy powers or aniso powers or whatever, I don't mess with. But the detail normals is what we can deal with for now. All right, so I've got 1. Is it 1? Yeah, 1, 2, 3, and 6. So these textures are important. So these are our detail normal textures. So let's see how they look. So let's start with 1, right? I'm looking for the calf skin AN. So let's make. Now where these are located in, I think, the common. Nope, not that one. Where are we at? Let's see, character, item, shared, texture. Okay, that's where it is. All right, so let's look at calf skin. So we got our calf skin normal. And let's see, let's take this down here. I'm gonna move this out for a second, or move this down here. I'm gonna copy this normal adjust thing right here. And I'll plug this in, kind of see what's happening. All right, and there you go. You see it's got the normal being applied to it. Set this to non-color. Gloves are hard to zoom in on. See, it's all wrinkly and stuff. So what I want to do is I want to scale it, right? Because if I look into here, it says the scale is UV, right? So 2010, so it's X, Y, right? And it's 20 and 10. We need to make it smaller. So you can make your own text coordinate node or whatever, or you can use the node that I have, which is the UV scale node. And I'll just show you how it works. It's super simple. It's just a texture coordinate, a basic one. It's a mapping node, and then it allows you to pick the X and Y and automatically sets the Z for you. And you just plug it into your vector. And instead of having that whole thing, instead of having this behind every single one of your stuff, you just got this little guy right here. So we got U and 10. All right, so now we've got that. Oh my goodness, we've got. I'm trying to zoom in without going crazy. Okay, so now we've got that cap skin texture, but it's over everything, and we don't want it to be over everything, and we don't want it to replace our regular normal. So this is where the IDs are going to come back in. And so what you can do is I made it so that the IDs also pop out the other side, and so like the different sections. So what I mean by that, let's see if I can figure out the best way to do this. So I'm gonna hit Shift D. All right, I'm I'm gonna bring this down here. All right, and I've got this little guy here, and I've got this guy here. I got this guy here. Okay, so we want this ID. So let's see, the best way to show this, I'm gonna take this ID for A, pop it in here. And you'll see that only that area is being selected, right? And then we'll do it for B. Now that area is being selected. What this allows us to do is create masks for each of the different ID areas, right? That's how the game is doing it. Let's plug this back in, or actually, we'll leave it like that for just a second. And let's take our normal map that we have here, right? And I'm gonna hit Shift A, mix. I'm gonna use a regular mix node, and I'm gonna use this ID as my factor, which is like the mask. And so that means the black is on top, the white is on the bottom. So whatever's white is gonna show through. So I'm gonna take this normal that I have, and I'm gonna plug it in as the base. And then I'm gonna take this one and plug it in here as the part that's gonna get shown. And then I'll plug this into here. And, oh, this is not supposed to be a vector. I was like, that does not look right. Okay. Let's see, can I tell? Oh wait, let's do this. I just unplug that. Okay. I'm gonna plug this one in. Alright, it's probably still hard to see like that, so let's put the regular color stuff back in. See, did it go through? Oh, it's not even plugged in. I'm like, what? Like, it doesn't look like it's working. There we go. Let's plug it in. So now you can see that cap skin normal is now only on the glove area, right? And it's not on the rest of the glove. And we're gonna do essentially the same thing for each of these, right? Groups can be real confusing, but I'm gonna try to make a group out of this one. So basically, I don't want this to change and this to change. I guess I could do it like this. Here's what I'm gonna do. It depends on how many IDs you're working with. This one's not a lot of IDs, 1, 2, 3, and then 5 and 6. So it's just 2. So what I'm gonna do is, and I don't care about the colors for this one. I'm just doing the channel, and I don't even care that they're hooked up together. So what I'll do now is just go ahead and make a group, and I don't need an input because I'm using this as my base input. And I'm going to set these out here like this, right? And I'm going to change this one to a 2, I believe. Right. And I just need to make sure this is hooked up to the channel. And now I have a little baby ID thing that I can use. Right, and I should be able to, like, say I put this on IDB. We'll see that IDB area, this part of the gloves, it's changed. So it looks like everything is working. So let's take a look at the other detail normals. So you've got whatever this is, so something. My eye is failing me right now, but I think I can find it. And then microfiber, and then cotton. So let's grab those. So shortcut, grab the image from a folder that you're already like looking for it to be in. You're good. All right, so let's see. I think it's that one, Terillion. Yeah, okay, and then I need microfiber, but we'll just do one at a time. So Terillion, and if I take a look at it up here at ID2, I'm looking at UV 4020. Oh, and this one also has a normal power at 2, so I'll explain that in a second as well. So this is for 2, so we'll say UV 4020, and then we'll set the normal power at 2. So we're gonna grab this setup, right? And we could just copy this. Shift D. And I said UV, so 4020. All right. And we'll set this into here. I'll make sure this is non-color. All right. Now we're going to copy this, plug it in. But just like the mixed nodes up top, and this time the factor is going to be 2. Now you can, since you made this node, you should know which IDs are which. But you can rename them if you want to. Like say I go over here into the node, you go to this section and be like 1, oops, yeah, 1, look at this. What can I type? 2, 3, right? And then we're not using 4, so then we're using 5, and then 6. So if you wanted to make sure you don't lose track of what you're doing, you can just set up your node like that. And this is not really a reusable node, so I would say like ID, so that it doesn't get confused in your ID listing, right? You can say ID glove, right? That way, if you're looking through your stuff to find things, you're not like, gonna accidentally like throw it in and use it. But you can use it for all of your glove stuff. And it can go beyond just the way the game has set it up. But for now, I'm just gonna keep it simple. Let's see, I think the best way is to kind of like stack these. Bring it up. All right. Okay. So that makes it kind of like catch the light a little bit differently. Nice. All right, so let's grab another one. It's just gonna go like this. And let's see what we got. We got 3, and we're gonna do microfiber brushed. Oh, and we're gonna change the normal power. Yep. So for this one, we're gonna change the normal power to 2. There we go. Let's see, brushed, microfiber brushed. There we go. This is what 38 by 15. It's 3. It's kind of dark under here, but there we go. Very nice. But so that's how you set up your detail normals. Detail normal. So it can be time consuming, but when you're like designing this thing and setting it up, oh man, it's beautiful. And I'm pretty sure there's some functions. There's some functions set up in Unreal Engine and other photo apps to kind of like build this whole thing. But if you're using Blender, this is kind of like how you would apply it and break it down. But other systems that have like ID maps built in, I think Substance has something like that. You can just you kind of have to build yourself. I don't have a demo for you, but it should be possible as well. But yeah, so there's how to set up the ID maps on those ones, and how to blend them together. Yeah, so if you're gonna get any character from Tekken 8, this startup blend you can use to set up your startup file if you want to use it, or just have it to append nodes and such later. Is good. I might just go ahead and drop this on the GitHub, so that way people can take a look at it and see what I got here. Yeah, I think I'll do that. So let's go ahead and make sure saving everything. All right, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and upload that to GitHub, and then we good. Oops. I don't know what the size limits are. Oh, it's too big. Alright, well, it's too big, so I can't put it there. If I can find somewhere else to put it, I'll put it in the description. But for now, I kind of showed you everything that I have to offer from there. Feel free to take a look at the nodes, play with them, see how they work, try to understand them yourself. So that way you can always make them better. That'd be crazy. And see how they can apply to maybe other projects you're working on. But yeah, that's it. That's all I have for this video. Hopefully it helps y'all out and you can figure out some new info. And that's it.